What's going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. That's really about it. Thank you, everyone who's been any questions. We'll get better at doing these. First up, Jeremy Culbertson. No, Justin won't ask for a trade. Kevin O'Connell won't be fired. It's a process. We're in year one of a three-year process. Next season will look very similar to this year, with a few more highs and a few less lows. The 2027 season will be Super Bowl or complete failure of the Kevin O'Connell era. We'll always love and root for this team. Skol Andy, which, we talked about how with McCarthy it is a 3-year Super Bowl window. The Vikings will have the cap space to do that, but there's just something to be said about how embarrassing and non-competitive this team has been. Right. And thinking of more from the ownership perspective, where the Wilfs have been great. They're very patient owners, but at a certain point, if this team is just a complete national embarrassment and, the quarterback, which, again, people were pushing back, ownership wasn't, didn't have to sign off on the quarterback. Yeah, they did. Right. If you win 14 games, you have a chance to bring the quarterback back, and you have the cap space, or you can franchise tag him, and all of a sudden, your general manager, your head coach, going to bat for 9. If your owner's you're gonna have a say in that. Yeah, as hands off as the Wilfs have been, they're gonna be involved, just like they were Kirk Cousins, just like they were with Jim Harbaugh. Although that was a minority partner, yeah, but you have to see some sort of progression, right? And the NFL stands for not for long. It is a what have you done for me lately league. And yes, the Vikings do have a 3-year window, like we said, but tell that to Justin Jefferson. Tell that to some veterans. Tell that to Harrison Smith. Hey, man, I know this year sucked, but can't wait to see us in 2 years. Okay. And it'd be one thing if there was some bad puck luck and the Vikings were just losing tight games. It is what it is, but zero fight, zero competitiveness. At a certain point, you're going to be held accountable for that. Right. So I think depending on how this ends, honestly, if the Vikings cut and paste the last 2 games or the last 5, heads will roll. And quite frankly, they should. Right. But also have faith. They got the vision. Cap is going to be fine next year. They can clean up very easily, so we'll see. Next up, number 2, Curb Service. Is there a scenario where we trade Justin Jefferson for 2 first-round picks and revamp the whole team, drafting quarterback and running back in the first round? No. I think 2 first-round picks is still low. I know people say, well, you're not going to get 3 first-round picks. You can try. All right? And the Vikings right now have little to no inclination to trade Jefferson. And Jefferson just might be frustrated, but he wants to be part of the solution here. That certainly could be a case as well. But if you do that, at minimum, you have to come away with either a star quarterback or the draft capital to get yourself a star quarterback, right? And also, if McCarthy and Brosmer aren't it, it's pretty clear that Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi, maybe they're not good at evaluating rookie quarterbacks. So, I don't know, but this could be like the reverse Herschel Walker situation. But just imagine Jefferson going to the Patriots or the Chiefs or even the Chargers. They'll light that thing up, man. Like a candle. Tough to handle. Next up, speaking of rookie quarterbacks, Lord Cool Sith. Should we look at getting a late round quarterback in the draft? If you draft a quarterback, draft one high. All right. And the Vikings, they are going to have their own first round pick. It potentially could be a top 10 selection, and the hit rate on day 2, day 3 quarterbacks is exceedingly low, right? And the Vikings, they do have McCarthy in their back pocket, as well as you do feel good about the youth about this team. Darrisaw's under contract. Jefferson's under contract. Addison has another year and a 5th-year option, depending on him. Probably getting rid of Hawkinson. Defensively, there's going to be some turnover, but you have the draft capital, and you could be in position to draft a quarterback, right? And also, if you draft a quarterback, that does not mean that you're completely giving up on J.J. McCarthy. This doesn't have to be a Josh Rosen, Kyler Murray situation, because here's the thing. Quarterback is such an important position. We've always been team draft a quarterback every other year, even if you have an established quarterback, because quarterbacks are so valuable in terms of trade capital, and Kevin O'Connell is renowned as the quarterback whisperer. And guess what? Find a quarterback that works with your system, put numbers up on the board, and other teams will see that, be like, we want the backups. The Patriots had that sort of puppy mill for a while, as well as the Eagles had that for a while. Kevin Cobb, yeah, and this is going to be an interesting draft class because with NIL, like some of these quarterbacks can make just as much or even more money in college versus a rookie deal. Now, yes, that does delay them getting a long-term extension for a year, but it does change the dynamic a little bit. Like, is Arch Manning in this class? So we'll see. Yeah, long ways to go, but if you do draft a quarterback, draft one high. Take another swing. Because either he's a guy, you trade McCarthy, or McCarthy takes his competition, steps on up, and then you trade the other guy eventually. There you go. Next up, Josh Dens. Ideally, what does the quarterback room look like next year? So I think realistically, the Vikings more than likely bring in a veteran quarterback versus drafting one. Because even though we just talked about drafting a quarterback high, I don't think that's the option that the Vikings will take. Although, if there is a new GM in place, he may want his own guy, which could complicate things. But I think that the McCarthy will be there, Bro Show will be there. I still have faith in both of them, even though it's been rough as of late. And I think the Vikings will add a veteran quarterback. Now, a lot of talk and speculation about who? Mac Jones, but a quarterback in that vein, I think that's where the Vikings are going to be next season. And open competition, and may the best quarterback win. That could have been the issue this year with McCarthy, because hindsight obviously, but McCarthy was anointed as a starter, no competition, no this, no that. Like, he from day one he was the guy all off season. Now you like the confidence, but he didn't really earn the job. You know what I mean? And say the Vikings have brought in a Joe Flacco. Say the Vikings brought back Daniel Jones. Say the Vikings brought in Jameis and said, hey, compete. Frankly, I think it would have been better for the team and for McCarthy long term. Lastly, number 5, T. Frank. Who will be the 2026 head coach? I think right now it's still like 90% Kevin O'Connell, right? Maybe even higher, like 95% Kevin O'Connell, right? Barring a complete and utter collapse in of themselves like a dying star, I think it's going to be Kevin O'Connell. Now, I think there could be a world where Kwesi's gone. I would say Kwesi's probably like 70% to be back next year. Kevin O'Connell probably 90-95%. It's never zero, even with the extensions and all that stuff. And even though the Vikings do have a plan in place for the future, there's something to be said about just getting embarrassed. And there's something to be said about the quick turnarounds you've seen. Now, yes, Kevin O'Connell was a quick turnaround candidate himself in 2022, but Vrabel and the Patriots, Ben Johnson and the Bears, you look at, I was going to say Udinsky, but Liam Cohen, Duval with the Jaguars, and the fact that they've done that, and the Vikings have so much talent, and this season was so disappointing, could force things. But I think as of right now, betting favorite is Kevin O'Connell, but we'll see. Anyways, that's it. Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.